Let's turn to the other side of the aisle with another congressman who questioned Michael Cohen on Wednesday and addressed Republicans directly.
My friends on the other side of the aisle refuse to bring any of these people up before the committee. So today, for the first day, we have one witness who voluntarily is coming forward to testify. Your side ran away from the truth, and we're trying to bring it to the American people.
Joining us now is Massachusetts Congressman Stephen Lynch. Thank you for being here, Congressman. We appreciate it. We just had a chance to let the American people listen to a little bit about what you had to say in that hearing. And, just moving things forward, Representative Gerald Nadler, chair of the House Judiciary Committee, says he'll be issuing document requests seeking essentially more information, more documents. Michael Cohen there in that hearing would sometimes refer to documents as he was going through. Do you believe that Michael Cohen's presence on the Hill this past week opened doors, essentially, and that Democrats will be pursuing further based on what you heard?
Oh, absolutely. Right. So there are several areas of interest now. As you mentioned, Molly, Mr. Cohen brought a number of physical documents, signed checks by the president to him in the cover-up of the hush money to Ms. Daniels and Ms. McDougal. He also talked about the fact that he was in direct negotiations with the Russians over the Moscow Trump Hotel, and while the president was guiding him and consulting with him. And at the time, the president said he had no business dealings going on in Russia. So there are a number of concerns there. He also brought some financial reports that have been submitted to the Ways and Means Committee to see if they are inconsistent with other filings on the part of the president. So yeah, and then there was as you know, anybody who watched the hearing, there were dozens of names put out there that might be fertile areas of inquiry for the committee going forward.
When we talk about fertile areas of inquiry, there's been some discussion as to whether or not, for instance, the president's own family members could be called to Capitol Hill to testify. Yeah. Do you think that's worthwhile? Do you think that that's where Democrats want to go as their investigation moves forward?
It's not ideal, but we don't have an exemption for kids, especially when they're almost 40 years old and they're in these meetings. So I didn't ask for the names of the kids. I just asked for the names of the people who were in these meetings who might be able to corroborate some of the testimony of Mr. Cohen. So I believe that Donald Trump Jr. and perhaps Ivanka, Mr. Kushner, if they were in these meetings, they could be questioned by the committee.
The president gave this epically long speech before CPAC yesterday, airing a lot of grievances, but he had this to say about the Democrats and their efforts.
So they don't have anything with Russia. There's no collusion. So now they go and morph into, let's inspect every deal he's ever done. We're going to go into his finances. We're going to check his deals. We're going to check. These people are sick.
Does the president have a point? Is that what Democrats are doing right now, digging through his finances, trying to find anything going on with the business world? Because from his perspective, there's no collusion, that he doesn't expect anything to come out of the Mueller report. And is that something that the Democrats should be doing? Is this something you think your constituents across the country want to see Democrats doing?
They want to see the president obey the rule of law. And so, look, we've had what is it, 8 now associates of the president either plead guilty, either they're convicted or they're under indictment right now and some of them have sentences pending. So there's an awful lot of issues here that have to be addressed. President Trump and his business deals, he's had thousands and thousands of deals. We don't have the time or interest to go into all of them, but where he's trying to get a deal done with Vladimir Putin to build the Trump Hotel in Moscow,
which is what you asked about in the hearing. Yeah.
At the same time that he's organizing he's in those negotiations while he's telling the American people that he has no business in Russia. There's a lot there. I think we're going to take the facts as they come
against those allegations.
Of course, that's what he's done. But he said he wasn't involved. He said, remember, he said during the debate, I have no business dealings in Russia. Meanwhile, Cohen tells us that, and we have phone records that indicate that he was
no
back and
doubt
forth
the back and forth
Cohen
will continue, and now
so
potentially we'll see more documents and more people and more testimony. Never dull in Washington, certainly. Thank you,
We'll get to the truth.
Yes, Congressman Lynch, we appreciate it. Thanks for chatting with us today. We appreciate it.